Hello, my name is Danny Lockhead, and this is my research paper video discussing the effects of politics on water governance. We live in a world where the most valuable currency for life is not gold or silver, but water. Water's incredibly high demand and limited quantity has made a very competitive atmosphere surrounding who controls its collection and dispersion, or as it's more commonly referred to as, its governance. One of the leading arguments in water politics and water governance concerns problems of scale, which refers to democratic legitimacy. The main question being whether water should be governed by entire communities or hierarchical institutions. Given these two main arguments, we've noticed that today in water governance there's been an increasing trend in people advocating for community management, claiming that decentralized governance will improve efficiency, access, and sustainability. This increasing communal trend is often being seen in developing countries in order to combat their current hierarchical system, as it is currently being seen in China, as the country's current water governance hierarchy that has been in place for over 2,000 years is being disassembled. Hopefully, this change in China's water governance will improve the rapidly growing population's access to water. We can see in this picture, over half the country runs either a medium to extreme risk of water shortage, including major cities like Shanghai. That being said, though the idea of decentralized water governance systems is becoming increasingly popular, there are still arguments in support of hierarchical and centralized water systems. One of the most popular of these arguments against decentralized institutions is the expenses that are involved. For in order to completely redefine the mechanics of a well-established system, it would be incredibly expensive. Moving back to China, although they are seeing increasingly decentralized water governance systems take place, there are still people that argue against it, using the argument that it would be too expensive. For example, those who argue against it in China worry that the original hierarchy paid for so much before, that if the expenses were placed into the hands of the people, they would have to pay much more than before. The clash of these arguments is where we see the political theory aspect of this situation take place, for it embodies the age-old argument of whether the implementation of a central regulatory institution should be in place or if a free market ideal should be put into use. A naturally valuable entity, people have been seeking the best means of governing water for their societies for thousands of years, and in the process of deciding who should be in control, we've come across basic political agendas that have controlled politics around the world since the first human civilization arose. Centralized power versus decentralized power. Each side seems to have its own perks, but we can't forget that water is a finite source, and sustainability of water is sustainability of life. Thank you.